Anne, please, sit down. First, about the noise. While the workmen are in the building from 8 to 6, we must keep completely quiet.
As long as I remember, I've been in love with theater and music and dance and almost anything that could take place on stage.
Dean's acting started at a very early age and progressed into his teenage years. He's been on stage since I can remember.
It's been a lifelong love affair, I suppose.
I don't care about expensive things, cashmere coats, diamond rings.
I have really strong women in my life in particular. My grandmothers, my wife, my mother, my two daughters, all have been significant in helping me to reach my goal, which is to be involved in the arts and to help change people's thinking or to make them feel a certain way.
He has dedicated his life to theater and the arts and the community. He has stayed true to Nanaimo while other people have left and gone and done other things, myself included. Dean has pulled us all back in. Do you remember that time that we were sitting in the booth at that theater?
Yes, I remember.
And it got a little spooky. We were in the middle of a show.
It was peaceful and quiet. Everything was running smoothly because you were stage manager, which it should be.
And suddenly we heard,
bang!
Yes, there was a trapdoor up in the ceiling that only opens from inside.
And it starts rattling. You can see it. And I remember thinking, I can get out of here faster than Sophie can.
He pulls people into the world that he's creating, and it's an exciting world where people feel included and important.
Well, I spent most of my career as a teacher, actually. I taught for 22 years in this school district here in Nanaimo, which I loved. I would not change a moment of that. As well as that, I've also spent, the last 20 years, now we're on our 20th anniversary with Schmooze Productions.
525,600 minutes.
I like to think of myself maybe not so much as a leader, but I do love to mentor. It's the most wonderful thing to help guide someone from not knowing what they're going to do with a character into how they physicalize it, how they're thinking and feeling, and how they're going to ultimately perform it for an audience.
So the trick would be to, I know it like the back of my hands, look at the left.
I'm working on a one-man show with Dustin Anderson. He's dealing with Parkinson's, and my job is to take his story and recreate it for an audience.
I've never worked with anybody that makes me feel as comfortable as I have with Dean, and I feel comfortable to go to the depths of this experience with him because he's compassionate, loving, and an expert. He's a true expert in his field.
No trash can ever be thrown out. Not even a potato peel. We'll burn everything in the stove at night.
My favorite thing to be doing is always the thing that I'm working on. I only do projects that inspire me or challenge me. Right now I'm working on The Diary of Anne Frank and playing Otto Frank, the father of Anne. And for me right now, he's my favorite character that I've played. If you asked while I was doing Sweeney Todd, the mass killer, that was my favorite role to play. Not because he was a killer, but because he was human. I started the nonprofit Harbour City Theatre Alliance Society so that we could offer affordable rentals to all our local groups.
He came to me 5 years ago and said, Mom, how would you feel about coming and starting a theater and being my son and knowing how well he does in everything he puts his heart into? I said, absolutely, I'll be there to help.
We have shows going on here monthly. There's always something almost every weekend.
Do you remember how quiet this building was when we first took over?
Oh my gosh, we were wondering how we were going to fill our days.
I know.
This has always been a journey that has involved other people. For 20 years, we've had Roger Lappin as our set designer, Lorna McClellan as our costume designer. We've had people for years and years, those being core people, that inspire me. And this, I hope, will inspire them as well, because really this recognition is nothing more than a group effort. So to me, it's inspiring.